What if I told you that a government policy, like specifically designed to save citizens money on gas, actually pushed an entire nation to the brink of running out of fuel?
Yeah, in just 2 weeks. Right.
Exactly, just 2 weeks. Welcome to our deep dive. Today we're pulling from recent regional economic reports, shipping data, and Thai government press releases.
Right. And our mission today is to explore how a well-intentioned price freeze in Thailand, completely backfired.
Yeah, it literally forced a public apology from the prime minister.
Yeah.
Okay, let's unpack this. Global oil markets were panicking over conflicts in the Middle East.
Right. They really were.
So to protect people at the pump, the Thai government decided to freeze oil prices for the first 15 days of March.
Right. Assuming the overseas conflict would just, blow over quickly. It's a pretty standard buffer strategy.
Buffer strategy.
Yeah. I mean, a government eats the costs temporarily to shield the consumer. They're basically banking on the global market stabilizing before the national treasury just runs dry.
But that shield acted more like a massive flashing neon sign for a doorbuster sale.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they artificially held the price down, it sparked this nationwide panic.
Right.
I mean, instead of just filling up a regular 60-liter tank for the commute, people were rolling up to stations and hoarding fuel in giant 200-liter industrial containers.
Wow. Yeah, and the math on that panic is just staggering. I mean, Thailand's normal daily fuel demand sits around 64 to 67 million liters.
Okay.
But overnight, this hoarding mentality pushed consumption up to 85 million liters a day.
Wait, 85 million?
Yeah, and to put that into perspective, the country's maximum domestic refining capacity is only 77 million liters.
So they were physically burning through fuel faster than they could even refine it.
Exactly.
And since the Thai government kept the price artificially cheap compared to the rest of the world, an underground economy exploded. Like fuel was actively being smuggled out to neighboring countries to be flipped for a massive profit.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here is the sheer predictability of human behavior when market interventions create artificial scarcity.
Right.
I mean, when prices don't reflect the actual reality of supply and demand, the whole system just breaks down.
Right, it collapses.
And, well, to the government's credit, they openly admitted they miscalculated. According to the reports, they assumed the Middle East conflict would be brief, and when it dragged on, that frozen price point became a massive economic liability.
But wait, if the solution is just to unfreeze the price to, kill the profit margin for smugglers, doesn't that immediately punish the vulnerable citizens they were trying to protect?
Well, yeah.
I mean, how do you stop a nationwide fuel drain without crushing your own public?
So you have to execute a very delicate pivot. They couldn't let prices completely float to global highs, right?
Right.
So the government reduced their subsidy from 24 baht down to 16 baht per liter.
Okay, so that's essentially a 33% drop in government support.
Exactly. Pump prices went up, but just enough to wipe out the profit margin for those cross-border smugglers.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, by tweaking that specific profit math, the fuel instantly stayed inside Thailand's borders.
Okay, so raising the pump price stops the fuel from leaking out.
Yeah.
But based on the trade reports we're looking at, they had already burned through their reserves at a historic rate.
They really had.
I mean, plugging a leak doesn't magically fill an empty tank, right?
Precisely. And that's where this evolves from a domestic economic issue into, high-stakes international diplomacy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Because of the ongoing Middle East conflict, the Strait of Hormuz, which is basically the main artery for global oil shipping, was at severe risk of blockades.
Right.
To refill those depleted reserves, Thai diplomats actually had to negotiate directly with Iran to guarantee safe passage for Thai oil ships through that dangerous strait.
And that maneuver actually worked. They secured enough supply to push national reserves to over 100 days.
Just in time for Songkran, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is Thailand's massive National New Year's Water Festival and, their biggest travel holiday of the year.
Right. You definitely don't want dry gas stations when millions of people are hitting the road.
Exactly. So the ships are safe, the bleeding stopped, but pump prices are still higher. Now, here's where it gets really interesting.
Oh, the math part.
Yeah, the prime minister laid out this concept of 1 liter math for the public.
Right.
Since the subsidy dropped and gas costs a bit more, people are naturally incentivized to drive a little less, right?
Yeah, or combine errands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if Thailand's 10 million households save just 1 single liter of gas a day because of that behavior shift, the government saves 200 million baht daily in subsidy payouts.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, that isn't just imaginary spreadsheet math.
No.
No, that 200 million baht in daily savings is being instantly repurposed to fund a new economic stimulus program called Half-Half Plus.
Oh, nice.
Yes, where the government actually co-pays half the cost of certain purchases for citizens. Plus, it's directly subsidizing a 25% price reduction on 66 essential everyday goods starting April 1st.
Wow. So what does this all mean for you, listening right now?
Yeah, what's the takeaway?
Well, this whole saga is just a perfect illustration of how global geopolitics directly dictate your local reality.
Absolutely.
I mean, a conflict halfway across the world caused a local panic, which forced a diplomatic pivot, which ultimately might end up discounting your groceries.
It's a stark reminder that in a highly connected global economy, local policies really can't ignore global realities without triggering an immediate physical chain reaction.
Absolutely. Which leaves us with this final thought for you to mull over.
Right.
If a well-intentioned 15-day price freeze almost broke an entire nation's physical supply chain, at what point does a government's economic safety net actually become the trap that creates a crisis?
Yeah, think about that the next time you put the nozzle in your gas tank.